Feroz Khan was shot last night, 2 bullets to the abdomen. His testimony at the Madlanga Commission was scheduled for Wednesday this week. He was with his lawyers hours before the attack, finalising his affidavit. When he left their offices, someone was waiting. And when the dust settled, his laptop was gone, and his phone was gone. This was not about stopping Feroz Khan. This was about stopping what Feroz Khan knows. Before we go any further, do you think this was real or staged? Drop your theory in the comments. I want to hear where your gut is going with this before we get into the evidence. Thank you to every subscriber who supports this channel. It is always appreciated. And if you are new here, I'm Riaan Roux, and this is the Riaan Roux Show. Major General Feroz Khan is the suspended deputy head of crime intelligence. He was shot on Sunday night, the 28th of June, at approximately 11 p.m. on 3rd Avenue in Houghton, Johannesburg, which is close to his home. Most of South Africa was still watching Bafana take on Canada at the time. 2 gunmen in a white Mercedes-Benz opened fire on the Suzuki that Khan was driving. Only 2 shots were fired, and both hit their target. He was rushed to Netcare Millpark Hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery. At the time of recording, he is still in critical condition. EWN reporters arrived at the scene shortly after the attack. According to EWN, Khan's grey Suzuki Baleno was still idling in the road with its headlights on, and 2 spent 9mm cartridges were visible next to the vehicle, with ballistics analysts placing yellow markers beside them.
I'm at a crime scene in Houghton in Johannesburg. This is where crime intelligence senior cop Feroz Khan was allegedly shot. The intel we have suggests that he was shot just before 11 p.m, so shortly after the Bafana game with Canada. Just behind me is a grey Suzuki Baleno, which is believed to be owned by Feroz Khan. As you can see, there are ballistics experts from the South African Police Service was combing through the crime scene. What we do know is that Feroz Khan has been transported to the Millpark Hospital for further attention, but the big development is that he's allegedly been shot just 3 days before he was meant to testify at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. For Eyewitness News, I'm Al-Fahram Shwana in Johannesburg.
Now, before we get into what makes this story significant, I want to flag the device question, because this is the detail that mainstream coverage seems to be underplaying. When Khan arrived at the hospital, according to reports from the scene, he raised concerns about his missing devices, his laptop and his phone. Those devices were taken during the attack. That is not a robbery. A robbery takes the car and takes the wallet. This took the data. Khan's lawyers had been working with him for the past 6 weeks preparing his testimony for the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. His scheduled appearance was Wednesday, July the 1st, just 48 hours away. The lawyers confirmed that they were with Khan that same evening, finalising his affidavit. They said they received over 11,000 pages of commission disclosure material over the weekend alone, and had been working through the night to prepare. Khan left their offices, and minutes later they received a call telling them that he had been shot. This man was shot 48 hours before he was scheduled to sit down and testify. His devices were taken. The lawyers working on his testimony were the last people to see him before the attack. And the commission material being prepared for submission was on those devices. If you are looking for a word investigators use for that sequence of events, the word is targeted. Now, SAPS have been clear. They are treating this as an attempted assassination. Acting National Commissioner Lieutenant General Puleng Dimpane has directed that the Gauteng Hawks, Gauteng Crime Intelligence, the SAPS Detective Service, and Political Killings Task Team all be brought into this investigation. That is a significant deployment of resources that has not yet been publicly linked to any motive. The official spokesperson, Brigadier Athlenda Mate, said it would be, and I quote directly, premature and irresponsible to speculate on any possible motive. I understand why a police spokesperson has to say that. They deployed the Political Killings Task Team, the same unit that investigates hits on people connected to organized crime and politically sensitive cases. If SAPS genuinely had no working hypothesis about motive, they would not have activated the PKTT. The language and actions are pointing in different directions. Who is Feroz Khan and why does any of this matter? Khan was the deputy head of crime intelligence. He has been implicated in some of the most serious corruption allegations currently before the Madlanga Commission. Those allegations include interference in criminal investigations, linked to organized crime figures, involvement in the illicit tobacco trade, connections to the controversial 2021 Ayrton drug bust, and allegations around illicit precious metals. He is also currently facing criminal charges at the Kempton Park Magistrates Court, those charges arising from his arrest in May 2026. Central to the Commission's evidence against Khan are WhatsApp exchanges between Khan, EFF leader Julius Malema, and businessman Mohammed Sayed, who is linked to tobacco company Carney Links. Those messages were extracted from Khan's phone, which was seized during his arrest, and were going to form part of the Commission's questioning when he testified on Wednesday. From the Madlanga Commission coverage, you will know that his name has come up repeatedly. Vusi Kat Matlala, the businessman at the center of the 360 million rand Medicare 24 SAPS tender fraud, has been directly linked to Khan in testimony before the Commission. Khan was expected to respond to those allegations when he testified on Wednesday. Khan had spent months fighting the Commission in court, challenging both the seizure of his devices and the terms of his appearance. In the end, through his lawyers, he confirmed he would attend on July the 1st. He never got there. This story has a complication that honest journalism requires you to acknowledge. A previous Madlanga Commission witness, Brown Mkhotsi, is currently in court facing charges that he allegedly staged his own assassination. Mkhotsi appeared to be the victim of an attack while he was connected to Commission proceedings, and investigators subsequently concluded that the attack was manufactured. That precedent exists. It is in the public record, and some people on social media and in media circles are pointing at it in connection with Khan. The speculation includes questions about why someone reportedly known for driving luxury vehicles was in a modest silver Suzuki on the night of the attack. I'm not going to assign that theory weight it does not currently have, but I'm also not going to pretend it does not exist. What I will say is this: the devices were taken. If this were staged, you would need to explain who took the devices, where they are, and what they contain, because the Commission would have received a copy of the disclosure materials it sent to Khan's lawyers, and any gap between what was submitted and what was taken becomes evidence. The Political Killings Task Team will be looking at all of this. That is their job. What I do want to press on is something the media is largely overlooking. The Madlanga Commission has had multiple witnesses raise security concerns. Businessman Suleiman Karim, before his appearance before the Commission, applied to testify in camera after receiving death threats directed at himself, his family, and his business. Other witnesses have requested in-camera proceedings specifically because they fear for their lives. The Commission is uncovering something significant enough that people connected to it keep ending up in crosshairs, whether real or alleged. That pattern is the story. The Commission is not just a legal process. It has become a pressure system, and the pressure is coming from somewhere. The Commission itself, and the government overseeing it, has not answered whether the people testifying about corruption inside SAPS are actually safe enough to do so. Because if they are not, then the Commission's findings will always carry an asterisk. We will never know what the people who were scared off or silenced before they could speak would have said. Major General Feroz Khan survived the attack. He's in surgery. His devices are gone. A commission that cannot protect its witnesses before they testify cannot guarantee the integrity of the testimony it eventually receives. Do share this video with someone that you think needs to hear the story, and if you have subscribed, thank you. It really does help the channel. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one.